Hello and welcome to On My Mark Gaming. First of all, I'd like to say it's been, for some reason, a lot of trouble to try to get this episode uploaded and everything else. Yeah, between having a hectic work schedule and taking care of my kid, I've attempted to do this episode 2 other times now, so third time's the charm. Anyway, in this episode, I think I'm gonna do something a little different. Most people are just doing their gameplay. I want to give a little bit of a philosophical context to this. As you can see, I'm not. I mean, everybody's pretty much already seen the beginning by now, so I just wanted to go ahead and start from where I played at. So, as for No Man's philosophy, there's a couple points I really want to make. The first being, if we can create something this huge, what's to say that our universe isn't created? If you think about it hypothetically, No Man's Sky, every aspect of it wasn't created, but instead, the set of rules, the physics of the game, were created to evolve into what it is. And it's pretty much the same way in this universe. It was created either by God or by Allah, Buddha. Well, it wasn't created by Buddha. Whatever you choose to believe in, a Big Bang. But it evolves. There were dinosaurs that came from smaller lizards that came from the sea. Whether you choose to believe it or not, it came from apes. I honestly don't know why I stopped here. It's a cool looking ship. Employee. Oh, wow, what's up with your eyes, dude? Not bad. Anyways, like I said, if we can create a world this big, with over 18 quintillion planets, as far as we know in our universe, we've seen 200 billion galaxies, and the Milky Way itself has an estimated anywhere between 1 to 10 trillion planets in it. So if you go with 5 trillion as an average, 5 trillion planets times 2 billion galaxies equals somewhere around 1 quadrillion planets that we can assume are out there, at least. 1 quadrillion. There are 18 quintillion in this game. That's huge. Looks like a hip-hop period. Jeez, 2.7 million. But that cargo space though. That's nice. Oh. Dragonfly. But yeah, if our universe is created infinitely more than either this is a simulation, like we are in a full dive sort of virtual reality experience in our own universe, or we're in some sort of Matrix type deal, where it's a created universe and we're in here, but we're not exactly playing, more like serving some sort of purpose. And I mean, I've had an idea similar to that for a while. Probably since I played one of the Digimon World games where I got in this little pod and then got teleported or transported into the digital world. I believe that was Digimon World in either PlayStation or PlayStation 2. I know it's not the first one. But that was like the first thing that ever gave me the idea of like being able to go into your own little world or something. A virtual existence within your existence. And I mean, there's been other forms of media, video games, movies, that have explored similar ideas. Like, if you've ever seen the movie Vanilla Sky. It's different, but it's similar in the point that he's in some sort of simulation that was like an aggregated version of all his life experiences up until a point, and then he lived his life in a simulation, basically, that he was in control of, but he didn't know he was in control of it.
Radiation protection stabilizing.
Yay, something new for my exosuit. Radiation deflector. Don't really have the space for it. I think I'd rather have one of those two. Probably the jetpack.
Product constructed. Technology recharge. Technology installed.
There we go. So, a lot of people might find it hard to imagine that we are in a simulation because all of this appears real, right? Well, think of it like this. You see the realism of No Man's Sky, right? I mean, yeah, you can still tell it's fake. But compared to games just 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even 2 years ago, just last generation of consoles, there's been a huge leap in what we can do. So if you imagine when we create, what's the term for it? Like how regular computers are in almost every household. If you can imagine at the point in time where we would have quantum computers easily available for every household, then imagine what games, realism taken into account, imagine what games would be like then. They're going to be immensely more realistic games. I mean, at the state of the way things are going, most games are focusing a lot more on the graphics, and I don't really want to say less on actual gameplay or story like the older games relied on. But you can say that some games forego those for graphics.
Hostile scan detected.
Who are you in your hostiles?
Warning. Threat
But,
detected.
like I was
Hostile
saying,
ships approaching.
if you're wondering why it is and how it could be that we're in a simulation, just imagine it like this. Math has pretty much agreed to be the universal language. In just about all cultures on Earth share the same set of numbers, and we all agree.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge. Hostile ships defeated.
Okay. Now that I can focus,
Technology recharge.
I don't remember what I was saying. Yeah, math is the universal language. Math makes the inner workings of computers work. With logic arguments and all that stuff. It's all a bunch of ones and zeros, yeses and nos. If this happens, does this happen? Even programming code is a form of math. It has variables. So, we understand that a virtual world is run by math. A lot of physicists and stuff, well, most any academic person in the science or math field will tell you that the universe, our universe, is governed by math. So if our universe is governed by math, and a simulated world is governed by math, could you not make the argument that our universe is a simulated universe? We could all just be playing a really cool virtual reality game. Or a realist graphic, depending on how you see that. But that also kind of brings up the question, if this is a simulation, if this is some sort of video game, are there cheats or hacks or mods? I mean, I know there's life hacks, but are there any real, like, hacks to this kind of? Sometimes you gotta wonder, because how can some people have life so easy and just appear to be the luckiest people? Could it be that they have the cheat codes or know the glitches or hacks? Anyway, be sure to tell me what you think on the topic down in the comment section. Do you think there's any possibility that we could be living in some sort of simulation? I mean, it's highly unlikely, but I think it could be possible. So, I will see you in the next episode.